Up next, we have the participant section. This is also one of the error reduction tools of A-Frame, where we can pick who is on our transaction and make sure that only they get information about our transaction. So as you start building out your system, you'll have your preferred lenders and closers. If you're not sure if they've been entered, you can type in their name to see if they're there. If not, 90% of the time they will be a new contact. And this is where we put, we've got Carol Robson with WFG National Title Tacoma. It's because I'm being recorded that I can't type. When entering the closer's information, it's really important that you fill out everything because that ties into the escrow delivery instructions and provides the address of the office, as well as the name of the company that they're heading to. And then when you're setting up your new participants, you fill in as much of the information as you can or have. I prefer to fill out everything I can find on a person.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So that way later when I need to have them, I can just type in their name and I've got everything set up. For your participants, as a way to keep them separate from your clients, I use the transaction in all caps identifier and then in this case closer. If a category has not been made yet in the system, all you have to do is type it here and press enter, and that creates the category in A-Frame. If it's your preferred closer, same thing. You would simply do that, press enter, and it saves it as a category that you can use later. Relationship rating is more of a CRM feature. And then we want the address of Miss Carol Robson. So that's 2102 North Pearl. And see, quite simply, it's amazing in filling out all the information that we need, except the suite number. And that's it. So then you press Save New Contact. It'll show her as the closer on the transaction, and this will show up in the client portal so that your client can see who their closer is. They're one click away from their lender. And you would continue adding, the agent on the other side of the transaction. In this case, it'll be where you're going to use the client as the agent on the other side. When you're selecting what their role is, you'll notice you have a whole set of things without other side, and then other side is specifically designed to be, if it's not our client's lender, it's the buyer's lender and we're the seller. The reason for it is the email templates are designed to pull from the right side of our transaction. So the seller's appraisal request, like the appraisal being ordered request, pulls lender from the other side information, whereas the buyer's appraisal order request pulls lender from our side of the transaction. The reason I keep it separate is because it's more clear when we're looking at our participants who each person is, and it's just another one of the error reduction strategies to make sure that we're not including the wrong person when we're dealing. In how I set up your A-Frame, I've included people like the photographer, the inspector, firm documents on either side. These are for, the office document emails that need to be included when sending docs. And that way you don't have to remember, what is that firm's email address? You can just have it set up in the system for you. And then when setting up a firm documents, it's been my best experience to use the first name office and the last name documents. And then the company name is what is showing in the MLS as that firm's name.
Oh, okay.
So what I do when I'm setting this up is I copy and paste the brokerage name. That way, I can identify it quickly with the MLS if I ever have to look there for different information. And then again, I use the roster from the MLS to fill in all this information, so I only have to do it once. And then, you know, in this case, it's South Sound. And then copy and paste the email, the phone and fax, and website. And we're going to use Tacoma's email because I know it. And continue going down. In this case, this would be transaction. See, we don't have a transaction for firm yet. And create that. And then the office address is also really handy because your firm's documents is going to appear on the client portal. That way they always know where your office is and how to find you. And then save new contact. It creates a contact profile in the system as well as attaches them to this contact. Now let's say Carol Robson decided to move to Fidelity National Title and you wanted to only have one Carol Robson in your system. If, much like task lists, if you go in and edit Carol Robson's profile, it will only apply to future transactions. So you can know that this transaction was done at WFG with Carol, and then all new transactions were at Fidelity.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have to create a Carol Robson at Fidelity account in order to preserve the information that you have historically. The agents section